guys, what's up? Private Ryan back here, and we're gonna do another podcast for Loki, episode 5. Yeah, one more episode, and it's happening today. And be ready for that. We got our review coming for next week. So if you enjoy podcasts, do follow us on Spotify, and we are available at any other podcasting platforms. When you do search the Juicery podcast show on Google, all those ranking results will be our podcast. With that said, enjoy the show. I'll be seeing you next week. Peace.
It's the Juicery Podcast Show.
Hey yo guys, what's up? Welcome back for another weekly review for the TV series from Marvel, Loki. So joining me in the panel is Juicery and Bench. It's me, Private Ryan. Thank you for joining us once again for this week. So say hello guys. Take it away.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to our podcast. It's been another week of great TV series. So we are still on Loki for this week. And I hope everyone's doing fine today. Jumps?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is Juicery P, and welcome to the Juicery Podcast. Nice to see you guys again for another episode of Loki. Okay, so everything picks up right now. I hope you guys are doing well, and we have a really hot topic right now. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, there are a lot of missed minutes.
Yes, Bench. It's starting to come to fruition. Huh?
I can see it now.
Yes.
Miss Minutes will return.
Yes, Miss Minutes is all along.
It's probably her, and she's like just acting really nonchalant about everything.
Yeah, and actually, this is the first episode that I saw Miss Minutes become sus.
Yeah, actually, like I think this is like also the first episode that we had like a lot of lines coming from her. Aside
Yeah.
from that animated short, so we'll see more of her.
True.
Yeah. So before we jump in, let's have a quick small talk about what's going on in the field of entertainment and what we have been doing this past few weeks. Jumps, you have anything to share with your listeners?
Oh yeah. So apparently, Black Widow is out now. So guys, if you have premium access on Disney Plus, you can watch Black Widow. We'll have a separate review on that probably. But yeah, go and watch it. As well as I got some news. I think Bench already saw this a few hours ago, but JYP, the Korean JYP. Yeah. The Korean entertainment company is officially debuting a new girl group in February 2022. Okay, so this might come as a coincidence, as the girl group Twice might not be renewing their contract, or their contract will be expiring next year as well. So
Well, what's true is their contract expiring next year.
Mhm.
About the renewal, that we don't know. They're very popular right now. They're really successful,
Yeah,
and this is news for us.
yeah.
So
I
this is
know.
what counts as news for us.
Yes.
It's
But-
news. It's the news.
Yep. So if there are K-pop fans in our audience, this might be news as well to you guys.
How many
Interesting.
are there?
You never know.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yes. Shout it out. But
Let
yeah,
us know who's your fan.
yeah. Who's your bias? Okay, so I
Mhm.
think that's it for me.
Bench, do you have
Yeah.
anything to share?
No, I don't have anything. I just like to answer yours with the no. Yeah. So anything new for me about this week? Nothing very much. If you're in the corporate world, you know it's a bit busy because we're moving to a new quarter. But you don't want to hear that. So yeah, that pretty boring, pretty basic for me. Just looking forward to this weekend to spend some time gaming.
Yeah, same old,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Nothing new.
Oh,
So on my,
I think
on
I
my
got. Wait. I think I got one more news.
Okay, to share.
Yeah.
Something to
Well,
share.
after Loki, the new trailer for What If has already released.
Yeah,
So this is one of the things that might, like, it's the aftermath of what might happen in the season finale of or the series finale for Loki. So you never know, right? So keep watch. It's coming out on August 11, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, within just a month from now.
Yep.
So State of Play from Sony happened last night. We have Kojima's game, the one with the Walking Dead star, Norman
Oh
Reedus.
yeah, Death Stranding.
Yeah, it's gonna get a PS5 release, a remaster,
Oh.
and a director's cut
Oh
all in
my
one. Wow.
God. If it was as if it wasn't long enough that game. I
Yeah.
spent like 80 hours playing that game.
Walking around the terrains, right?
Mhm.
So they expect another 8 to 12 hours of additional gameplays. they say.
Wow.
That's
cool.
depending if you're doing the side quest.
Yeah. Well, when I was playing Death Stranding before I finished the game, I finished all the side quests already. Usual formula of these kinds of games is after you finish the campaign or the story mode, you can go back to the story and complete some side quests. But for me, when I finished the main quest itself, afterwards I couldn't do anything else. All the side quests are done. So
Also, the Nintendo released the OLED
oh
version
yeah,
of their
OLED.
Switch.
Yeah, Ben, are you getting one?
Yeah.
No, I think it's targeted for people though who doesn't have Switch yet, because
Ah.
it's just
And
an OLED update. What I like about it is it's not a new version where you have like games that are not compatible to an older version,
Mm-hmm.
but they just updated the. It's just the display that they updated, and but it's still 720p
Yeah.
undocked and then 1080p docked. So it's
Oh.
not even around the case.
Okay, so it's just like the
Oh.
PS Pro, something like that. The PS Pro upgrade.
Not really. The PS Pro they're saying is going to be a bit of an upgrade. Not this
Yeah,
one.
a
This is
poor-
just a hardware upgrade for the existing.
The PS4 Pro is a poor man's PS5.
Wow!
What?
Wow!
Where did that come
Wow!
from? We're talking about Switch.
So this
Moving
OLED
on.
version, this OLED version is $350, and it's targeted for people that are not using the dock. Because when you use the dock, you won't see the screen anyways, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, because the difference in here is just there's an organic LED. What's that? Organic like emitting diode screen.
Diode.
Yes.
What's difference is the black is really crisp
Super black. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
every
It's
pixel
off-
is turned off.
Yeah, just like my monitor. Yes.
You don't get that when you are playing dock.
Yeah.
So
when it's
that's
black,
why you
it's
need
black.
to give us some Patreon love, donate to our PayPal so we can feed our vices. right?
Mm-hmm. And we can test games for you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be lovely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm. So moving on, let's do the episode. So the
Okay.
title for the episode 5, season 1 of Loki is
Journey
somebody share?
into Mystery. Journey into Mystery.
Very
Very,
marvelous.
yes. Very appropriate for
Very-
the series.
Right.
As you guys know that Journey into Mystery is the comics where Thor originally first appeared on Journey into Mystery issue 83.
in the 60s, right?
Yes.
In the comics.
Yes. You were saying, Bench?
Sorry, but
What you were saying? You were about to say something.
no. I was coughing.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, let's cut this out
Okay.
later. Let's cut this out.
So to start our show, we need to have a warning for our new listeners and for those who haven't seen episode 5 yet.
Yeah. Spoiler
We'll do
alert.
the honors. Okay,
Yep.
it's your jobs.
No. I'm saying spoiler alert, and let's hand it over to Benj, our spoiler alert guy.
Yeah.
What? Is that the title that I should be proud of? Spoiler alert! Spoiler warning, whatever you call it. If you're just tuning in right now, we're going to talk about Loki episode 5. Again, titled Journey into the what's again? Sorry.
What the Journey into Mystery guy.
Journey into Mystery. Because we've been saying that for like a lot before we started recording.
Yeah.
So yeah, that title is episode 5. We're going to spoil a lot of it. We're not just going to spoil it, we'll ruin it for you. So please watch the episode before you start listening.
Mhm.
And before you go, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Follow.
Look us up on your favorite podcast providers. We have Anchor, we have Google Podcasts, we are on Spotify. Feel free to donate to us on our Patreon. That would help us to keep the contents coming.
Mhm.
Actually, we need funds right now to change Ryan's microphone. So yeah, you will probably hear that in this episode. So
To
please,
pay us,
before
to pay our streaming
Yes.
service.
before you go, please do all of those things.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to the episode.
Yes. You guys want me to start?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Episode 5 of Loki, Journey into Mystery. Okay. We start off on our first scene on TVA. Okay. So as you can see in the shots, it's like normal business as usual in TVA. We take a look at people, employees walking around, TVA employees walking around, unbeknownst to them that behind the door where the timekeepers are, there's been a really there was a scuffle. There was a fight which happened last episode, and in the dust and this mist, you can see the beheaded or the decapitated head of the timekeeper.
Jobs, the camera angle when
Yeah.
it pans to the door,
Uh-huh.
it reminds me of The Shining.
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah, I
It's
know.
like a turning around and focusing into that door.
Yep. The cinematography was amazing. We catch a glimpse of the head of the timekeeper, and we also see the slumped other timekeepers in their chairs, where they once sat. Okay, it seems like the wreckage or the ruins of the fight in the previous episode still remains there. Then we cut shot going to this desolate, mysterious, and eerie area or place, that we previously thought that it was New York. Yeah, but we suddenly find out that this was something else. Okay, so we focus on the shot. There's also this purple cloud looming in the distance, and it zooms to Loki, where we last saw him in the mid-credit scene, getting picked up by 4 Lokis. So who are these 4 Lokis? We have classic Loki, played by Richard E. Grant, Kid Loki, as well as a boastful Loki, and we have the alligator Loki. Okay.
Yeah.
Loki.
Yep. So
I have a comment with regarding the Gator Loki's
yes.
look. He
Mhm.
looks unfinished. And
No,
then
it's
the way he's
fine.
graphic.
It looks great.
It looks fine. I mean, compared, if you look at the CGI for the purple looming cloud, which we'll be discussing later, it looks pretty okay. It's a TV series. They have their probably some. It actually looks okay to me. I didn't notice any
Probably with
imperfection.
just the lighting.
Probably.
That could be improved, but like overall, it's a passable alligator.
Yeah.
And I've seen alligators in the real life.
Yeah. In their
wouldn't really
natural
look at them.
habitat.
I wouldn't really look at them like that much long.
Yeah, but it was okay. I mean, it was okay. So here in that setting, our classic Loki mentions that this place is called the Void.
The voice.
Yes, and then this purple looming cloud from a distance is called Alayoth. And basically they are his lunch. So they have to move on. You have to be quick and leave the place. After that, we move back to the time court where we last saw Sylvie and Ravonna Renslayer. Sylvie took Ravona's tempad and asks who was really in control of the TVA. So she was squeezing information out of her. So I don't know if this is just a ploy or Ravonna lying, but she is also in the dark and bargains trade. She wants to trade information about where she actually sent Loki. And yeah, in that scene, she told Sylvie that Loki is still alive, our Loki. She wants to bargain with in exchange of her life. Okay, so
But you can't trust her, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Up to this point.
for one second, I thought, in the scene, I was kind of banking on her being real. Well, let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see. Maybe she is,
Probably isn't.
Yeah. Well, true. But yeah, she pleads with Sylvie that they have the same objective. She wants to know who is in charge of the TVA. It's not the timekeepers, who apparently we found out were androids.
Just
you know,
front.
yeah, and this probably would bring up the theories that we talked about previously. It's either Sir Loki or King Loki, as people have been calling him. There's also Kang, and and there's also He Who Remains, and then there's also Miss Minutes, as Bench was calling it.
My man is still on Miss Minutes.
Yeah. We're starting
Why
to
can't-
think. We're starting to think that it's really Miss Minutes all along.
It's her.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Why
of
can't
that.
they just ask her outright? She's a
Yeah,
little bit
who is-
all-knowing,
Who is behind it? Yeah, something like that.
Miss Minutes.
Yep.
So she has a lot of screen time at this episode.
Uh-huh. So yeah, here in so after that, scene changes. Oh wait, before that, Sylvie doesn't believe that Ravonna was saying, So basically Ravonna explains the mechanics of how TVA prunes a branch on the timeline, which we delved upon last episode. Yeah. So the present day or the real life application of matter, it's impossible to destroy matter.
Yeah.
Matter is matter is only transferred. It cannot be destroyed, right? So same here in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or in Loki, it's impossible to destroy all matter. So as a resolution to that, or as a workaround for that, they move that branch reality to a place on a timeline where it can no longer grow. It's not reset. It's just transferred to the void where they are. At the end of time. That's where the void is. It's at the end of time. Okay, so this void, as what what she refers to, is where every instance of existence collides at the same time, at the same point, and just simply stops. Okay, since Ravonna Renslayer also mentions that the end of time is still being written by the timekeepers and being turned into a utopia. It's not written yet. But one thing is certain. What they're saying, what she was saying, that whoever goes there cannot come back.
The void.
Yes, into the void.
Okay, let me just get this straight. So what they're saying, I agree that you cannot create matter or destroy it or destroy matter because of thermodynamics or whatever.
Mhm.
So I agree with that. But you can kill them technically, and then they did that a lot of times. Are you saying that they just don't want to bury their dead?
No. What she's saying is not just pruning a person. It's pruning or whenever you reset a timeline, or whenever you detonate a reset charge.
You prune the entire branch.
Yes.
That's,
Yes.
Yeah, I get the non-organic things getting placed in, because when we see the void later, it's a smorgasbord of a lot of Easter eggs. But for people, you can kill them. They did that once or twice now.
Well,
I don't know. I'm just nitpicking here because the reason for not killing people is because we cannot destroy energy. Yeah, but you can kill them. That will transform the energy into something else.
it might,
they
that might be
broke necks, right?
it might be a more humane way. They don't want to killing is old. They might say
orphan the
killing is
little girl.
old fashioned.
They might orphan the little girl, and then you're talking to me about being humane. Come on. Anyway, that's not the story here.
But
Moving
yeah,
on.
I get your point. I
I don't think so.
But yeah,
Just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's move on. I'm just messing around.
I know.
But yeah, I think I got my point across that they're lazy.
Yeah. Anyway,
That part.
Sylvie, with all this that Ravonna is describing or explaining to Sylvie might have she might be saying something true. So giving her the benefit of the doubt, Sylvie gives back the Tempad to Ravonna. Okay. So scene change. We're back in the void. We see the 5 Lokis trek across the void. We see lots of wreckage over there. There's like the Eiffel Tower. There's bridges. Oh, and before that, I think we missed something in the start. There's we casually see the Avengers Tower. It's a very, very reminiscent and it's very noticeable. But if you guys look at it closely, the name on the Stark Tower It's not called start. If we zoom in a little bit, when we enhance the image, it actually says king. So who is Kang actually? It's not Kang in a different accent. It's not Kang in a different accent, but it's called Kang, which is Kang Industries, which was a company that was the company that bought the Avengers Tower after, what do you call this? Age of Ultron. Yeah. And who is this? Who is leading this Kang Industries? Is a name. He goes by the name of Mr. Griffin. And in the comics, you'll find out that Mr. Griffin's is actually Nathaniel Richards, aka Kang the Conqueror. So,
He
That's
took the
our
form.
Kang connection.
yes,
Yeah, he
our
took the
first Kang
form.
connection in this episode. So yeah.
Mm.
So going back, we see these Lokis trek around, and then Loki wants to stop and ask a lot of questions. I'm sure he has a lot of questions, but
He's very frustrated.
yes, he's very frustrated. He's bamboozled where the heck they are, and what's happening. So which classic Loki cuts him off and says that they have to move out and keep moving in order not to die, which he always keeps saying that, right? What do you guys think about that? It was a classic, nice chemistry between them.
The banter is cool.
Yeah.
So our Loki decided to shout and say, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah,
Can
that
somebody
was
tell?
really funny of him. He was like, he doesn't know what's happening. Everybody, shut up and tell me what's wrong.
Everyone is just moving on to the next part of their life, but he's like, "How am I here? No one is telling me what happened." So yeah, it's very understandable, but really funny in the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I
Because his very first words were a question. Is it, when he woke up, he said, "Is this hell?" And nobody answered.
yeah, I know. I
Nobody
mean,
cared. He just-
yeah.
L with a single L.
Yep. I mean, it's been he Loki also mentioned that it's been a while. He doesn't know what happened since, or he doesn't know how long it has been since he was last in New York. And being pruned, he woke up being with four variants or three variants of himself, as well as being accompanied by an alligator, which is the alligator Loki. And then he goes shouting. He needs to go back to the TVA, and then Kid Loki knocks him down, and shuts him up to in fear of attracting Alioth. So who is Alioth? Alioth. He's like temporal beast that makes sure that nothing sent here ever comes back. He's like a monster that consumes energy and matter from the branch realities. So all the branch realities come here, and then Alioth eliminates it.
So this is not related to the lost smoke monster.
What do you mean, Smoke Master?
looks
Oh my
like
God,
him.
you don't know.
It looks like him.
I don't know.
He's eating buildings as well, right? Cars.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything.
Anything to do.
Yes.
Like any matter.
Yep. So
Why doesn't
basically,
he eat the Stark Tower?
yeah. Basically, Alioth was in the comics, he was the first being who broke free from the constraints of time. Okay? This actually,
So he's a temporal being.
yes. So
Okay.
actually, this is the second reference for Kang. Okay?
Yep.
Alioth was actually like an enemy of Kang. So Kang created a barrier in his Chronopolis, preventing Alioth from entering his domain. Basically that's the thing. He is also connecting character or a supporting character in Kang's whole thingamajig, or what we call this empire. So yeah, what do we call? They just reference classic Loki references the Void as the shark tank and Alioth as the shark.
The shark.
Yes.
And
So
they're the
everything, yes, and they're the bait. Everything there gets eaten by Alioth.
Mm.
So yeah, there was a nice conversation between them. Loki still doesn't accept, or he has trouble accepting that the alligator was a Loki variant, and he also wonders how many Loki variants was there.
Are we in the layer? The
Not yet,
layer
not
of the
yet.
kid
Not
looking-
yet.
Oh.
Yeah. So
They're not at the bunker.
Yep, not yet in the bunker. They were still talking, and then this is where they say that why is it that there are so many Loki variants here, And then the classic Loki says, because Loki survive, and that's just what we do, which goes back to why they're being pruned, the reason why they're
He's
being
a
pruned, because
survivor.
because in the main timeline they're supposed to die, but Loki's here survives
Keep on
and
surviving,
thrives. Yeah, they
yeah.
keep on surviving. So that's not what do you call this? Not part of the plan, which I think is kind of supporting my theory of the King Loki or the Master Loki leading the TVA. So, that's probably 2 points for Kang, 1 point for for King Loki. I don't know.
Yeah. Loki together strong.
Yep. So anyway, Loki hatches a plan in creating the Nexus event, seeing that there are no temp pads around, But
Yeah.
the boastful Loki, the black Loki, with the makeup hammer, says that the TVA don't really care what happens there, So the only thing that they have to do is survive, And then everybody shuts up when Kid Loki says that they're done talking and they have to go, This is one cool scene and where they establish the dominance and how the importance of Kid Loki,
Yeah, he's
The
the
only one
king.
that's making sense.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
He lords over the other Lokis.
Yes, and they found out, that Kid Loki's event was that he killed Thor in his timeline. So that's a big wow, I'm actually pretty psyched, and I'm really excited to see Kid Loki after this series, because with all of the speculations that Young Avengers will be coming out, and Kid
Yeah,
Loki
they're
is one
planning
of them. And we already have almost everybody in the roster. So I'm really banking on this Kid Loki moving out of this series and being part of that, being badass and all. Yeah. So
He can conjure things as well, right?
yes, he can
conjure
yes.
the-
He can
the
conjure.
sword.
Yep, he can.
Yeah, and that sword is something of a value there.
Exactly. It's
I
something.
will not try to say the Old Norse name. But yeah, it's the
Oh.
version of Mjolnir for Loki.
Oh.
It was
Oh.
What's the
there's
name?
A story in
What's the
I will-
name of the sword?
I will not try it, but like the literal name is like fragile twig, something like that.
Fragile
Hmm.
Twig.
Starts with an L. So in Norse mythology, there's a story where Loki needs to kill a giant rooster, something like that, or fire rooster. And to kill that rooster, he needs the sword.
Oh, it's Leviathan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you sure we pronounce it right?
I hope so.
I've only read it. I haven't heard it said out
Yeah.
loud, so I'm not
Yeah.
pretty sure.
So thank you for that, Bench. Okay, so this dagger is probably a significant prop in
There's
the series.
also, I think, a version of that in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. We
Moving
move
on to the next
yes,
scenes.
moving on to the next scene where we come back to the time court.
Ooh, this is Bench favorite
Yes,
scene.
this is Benji's favorite scene. Ravonna calls up Miss Minutes to help her and Sylvie access some restricted files, from the archives, specifically the beginning of time. And they want to know, because Sylvie wants to know who's really behind TVA. So Ravonna
Yeah.
wants to know by looking at the beginning of time, and the founding of the TVA. Okay.
Miss Minutes did change her color and her facial expression.
Yeah. He had a look of concern, Yeah,
Black.
there was also a look of concern when Sylvie requests the file for the end of time,
Yeah.
And just as Ravonna says that there's nothing there, just a void,
See,
Sus
Miss Minutes
real,
doesn't
guys.
look so innocent now.
The sus
Exactly.
is real.
Yeah. And when Sylvie mentions that what if the void is not really the end of time? What if there's something beyond it? This garners an expression from Miss Minutes and Ravonna. They share a look. It's like, oh, she's onto something. Sylvie's onto something. Miss Minutes pulls up a timeline. She sees it, shows the diagram, and Sylvie provides or brings up a hypothesis or a theory that since she was able to hide undetected from the TVA because of the apocalypses, where there are no diverging branches, or where no branches could possibly emerge, there's a possibility that the void, or the end of time, is still being written or made, and whatever happens there, it's just a new timeline, So it would be impossible to start a Nexus event there, making you undetectable. So Ravonna thinks it over, and probably thinks that might be the place where our Loki was pruned to, but says that it's impossible to go there because there's nothing for the Tempad to latch onto. It's going to be a suicide mission. And then Sylvie states that okay, so if that's the case, I have no more use for you. And then Miss Minute suddenly butts in and said, "Oh, we have a void spacecraft." Oh, what?
Yeah, they have a spacecraft.
What? So, what is this void spacecraft? It's a vehicle that was designed to withstand temporal void.
Travel to the,
Yes,
yeah,
it basically can travel to the void. Like plot logic. Plot armor. So
how does Miss Minutes know? She has access to the hidden archive. So.
Yeah.
It's just the main villain here. You're not listening to me, guys.
It's starting to come out as that, Bench. We're starting to bank on your theory, because after this, we all find out that they were Ravonna and Miss Minutes are just buying time and stalling the time as Miss Minutes dispatch a team of Minutemen. So this is like, oh man, okay, so Ravonna is still a sneaky bitch. So
and a cohort with Miss Minutes.
yes. So Miss Minutes, bad. So after that, Sylvie grabs Ravonna's Tempad, hides in the judge's area. With that, there was like a really, really what do you call this? A moment where Sylvie was trying to expose Ravonna. So she has an audience, right? She has the Minutemen there, and says that, how does it feel to be betrayed by the TVA, something like that, which we see the Minutemen look at each other and say, well, what is happening?
Yeah, because they have no clue. They have no idea what happened behind those doors.
Yeah. True. With that said, Sylvie does the unthinkable. She prunes herself. She uses the
self pruning.
Yeah, the stick. And prunes herself. And everybody gets stunned. What the hell just happened?
That's a self prune.
Yeah, that's a self prune. Yeah.
That's a lot to take in from that Miss Minute scenes.
Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, first off, at the beginning of the episode, we just thought that Miss Minutes is just a hologram, and she's just an educational avatar. But something in this episode doesn't feel right about her. So
And
yeah,
Sylvie taking risk doing the self
exactly.
prune
Yeah.
to follow our Loki in the void.
Exactly. So here in the next scene, we see a lot of Easter eggs. So in this scene, the Loki has been traveling. They finally find the lair where they were going to hide, and there's this cute little Easter egg behind the hatch. We can see the Thanos copter. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
So
It's color
It's
yellow.
yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, that is the exact Thanos copter that Thanos was using on the comic Spidey Super Stories number 39 in the year 1979. Okay, so he was using it while battling Hellcat.
And this story, like, he was defeated and then just arrested by cops.
Exactly.
No Mad King Thanos. This is just your
Average super villain and super crook.
Yeah.
Average super crook Thanos, with this Thanos copter. That was like,
Okay. This is fine.
it's
Nice
a very
callback.
a very funny callback. It's actually funny.
Yeah, and like the set design for this one is like they went all out in terms of putting all of the Easter eggs. Like every time the camera pans, you
Mhm.
can at least zoom in and then see something. Like
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
exactly.
stone throws away to any like possible Easter egg.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah, I've
oh,
seen Stonehenge and
Yeah, there's
Sphinx there.
Stonehenge there. There's a
yeah,
Sphinx.
the
Sphinx.
the
The Sphinx
the, the, the
could be
pyramids of
a
Giza.
Kang. Could be a
The
Kang
pyramid.
connection there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot in there to take in. Like you will not see a blank spot where there's not a good callback to something. Not even just for comics. It's a lot of things. Like even conspiracy theories were thrown out in there.
Exactly. There were like the pyramids of Giza was there. The Sphinx was there. The Golden Gate Bridge was there. UFOs. There was also a shot there, probably further towards in the episode. There was a statue or like the head of the Living Tribunal.
Yep.
Which
Yeah,
is
there's
one of the
one there.
most powerful beings in the Marvel universe.
It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to spot though.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes.
once you see like there's a towel over their face, that's
Yeah.
them.
If you're a Marvel fan, you'll be immediately spotted. It's like this episode. The Easter eggs planned for episode 3 and 4 were all packed up and dropped at this episode. There were a lot of Easter eggs here. So there was also this time when they were going down the lair, we finally see a familiar face, comic face. We have their Throg,
Yeah.
the frog. Thor mystically turned into a frog, and he was in like a jar.
jar.
It's like a funny reference.
And
How
the
did
hammer.
and
Thor's
Thor's
hammer was there.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe as soon as maybe he's no longer worthy, that's why he's not getting the hammer. But yeah, it's a nice callback. Like I have to see it again to be sure because it's just really small and it's
It's quick.
small
It's just a
small
couple of
green
seconds.
thing. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a couple of seconds.
True.
Okay,
So
Usually,
yes.
when we pan down to an underground, we see some dinosaur bones,
mhm,
some coins. This time, there's a lot in that scene,
mhm,
just for a couple of seconds.
yes. So when we get down to the lair itself, there's like a kid Loki throne. This was a good
the letter L.
yes.
With the letter L on top.
Yep. So this scene, I won't delve it too much in it, blow by blow, but there was like a good character development of each of keys. We have their boastful Loki talking about his stories and telling him, Alligator telling him he's a liar.
Mhm.
We have here the classic Loki carefully explaining what happened to him. So apparently he was going well. He was doing well up until, or like following the original timeline up until
Lonely.
no Thanos arrived
Ah,
in Ragnarok,
yeah.
or in the beginning of Infinity War.
Yep.
He didn't try to stab Thanos. He didn't try to attack him, but instead this looked like the Loki who was more adept in conjuring. He conjured a copy so believable that even Thanos was tricked. He turned into he said that he turned to debris and hid himself. So basically this was the Loki that everybody wished happened. There were some theories after Infinity War that this might have been that Loki. They wished that what this classic Loki did, our original 616 or MCU Loki did. They say that
He just got older.
yeah, they said that oh no, it's Tom Hiddleston. He doesn't, we don't want him to die. We created theories like he lives, he just hides. So this was the Loki that all Tom Hiddleston fans wanted Loki to be. To survive. So there you have it, Joe.
And he can communicate with the alligator Loki as the only Loki that can communicate with the animal.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it's more of like a Chewbacca thing, like
Oh yeah, Chewbacca and Han Solo.
Chewbacca and Han Solo. So
Yeah.
they're not really understanding each other.
Yeah,
We just
But-
assume.
yeah.
They just assume.
Yeah, he said that. I believe that the alligator said it's an alligator term for liar. So yeah,
Yeah.
so what happened to classic Loki was, he got tired. He isolated himself. He got lonely. He missed his brother Thor. And once he stepped out of that planet where he was hiding, the TVA got him. So yeah, basically,
the moment to step out.
yeah, exactly. This story lands profoundly on Loki, which because of that, Loki decides to do something about what their current situation is, which is to find a way out of that void and get back to the TVA. Since he says that they're not only good at surviving, they're also good at escaping. And how do they know that? We have Sylvie. So everybody has their own perks. Like for example, this our Sylvie, she has been on the run for the longest time, and she is very different from them since she doesn't want to take down TVA, but she wants to burn it to the ground. Yeah. After that, Loki describes his plan or his great escape plan. He said that Alioth, as classic Loki, refers to it as a shark. Sharks can be killed. So his plan is to rally the Lokis and kill Alioth, which did not sit well or sits humorously with the other Loki. They laugh at it.
That's a funny scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's laughing.
Yeah. But yeah, so disgusted, Loki just goes out, just leaves. He plans to do it himself. And once he gets out of the lair, lo and behold, he's surrounded by
They're Lokis.
Lokis. And specifically, there's one particular Loki that exactly looks like him, but gets referred to as President Loki. So we have two Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, we have two Tom Hiddlestons. So cut to the next scene. We go to Sylvie. She wakes up in the void. She finally realized that, oh yeah, our Loki might still be alive. And she actually appears really close to Alioth.
Yep.
So she escapes. And then as she was escaping, she tries to enchant Alioth,
She has a glimpse.
Yeah, she gets revealed a glimpse.
Alioth's memories.
Yep. It looks something like, looking at the vision, it seems like there's like a stained glass, there's like a Victorian castle, like a very Eastern European castle, actually, from the look of it. And there's this
So you mean to say Alioth was a being before, not a temporal being? He just changed.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Maybe it's a MCU. We don't know. Something, we can't be sure 100%, what's going to happen next. So,
But it's another Kang connection for us because this is the same. It really looks like, and I think everyone is saying this, it looks like one of those castles found in the Quantum Realm.
Oh yeah, in the Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think it was called Chronopolis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Chronopolis is the city of Kang, the empire, the empire center of Kang, the empire of Kang. Just as Sylvie was about to be devoured by Alioth, a car comes speeding to her rescue, and
We get
exactly. We
Was
get
that
to see
a mini?
familiar.
Was that a mini?
Sorry,
The car was a mini, right? The car was the.
I don't think so. It's a pizza car. It's a car with a pizza on top,
yeah, it's a pizza delivery car.
which is probably a callback to every Disney movie Easter egg.
True. So yeah, and as Bench mentioned, we see a familiar face. Mobius is back.
Mobius is
Our
back.
driver.
Yes.
His driver is Mobius.
Exactly. So that was a really, really nice comeback from Mobius. I mean, everybody thought that, oh no, Mobius is gone. But when we find out that there was a void and Loki didn't die after, there was a big possibility that,
Yeah, that's a big
Mobius
chance. He's
is
also
still
a
alive.
survivor. Yeah,
Yes.
Mobius is a survivor
Yeah.
as well.
So
So he was not eaten by Alioth.
Yeah, so if Mobius is still alive, Martin from the first episode might still be alive. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I want to see that spit face again. Get eaten, or probably he's been eaten by Alioth.
Alioth already.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah, but we're banking on Martin getting eaten by a lion. But it would be nice seeing
Not
him back.
coming back.
Probably.
Yeah,
coming back.
just for a frame and then get eaten again.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to the Loki Palace, the President Loki and his merry group of bandits. Just like in the trailer, we finally see President Loki like trying to invade the hideout, and we finally figure out that, well, before that, classic Loki thought that our Loki was the one who sold them out, but it turns
on the
out,
location.
It was
Yeah.
boastful Loki all along.
yeah, it was boastful Loki, the Loki with the hammer, the makeup hammer, was the one who betrayed them,
He wants to lord over the other Lokis. as well.
Yes, but shit goes sideways because there have been a lot of like backstabbing. As you know, Lokis turn on each other, or you can't trust a Loki. Everybody betrays each other, and there was a royal rumble.
A scuffle.
Yeah, like every man for himself. They were like, but before
There was
that,
this scene where the alligator bites off the hand of our President Loki.
yes,
Yeah.
that was like
The
a
first
funny
one to draw
scream.
blood.
Yeah, that was actually really hilarious. Who's that? Why do we have an alligator here? He's a Loki. And then before anyone can react, the alligator jumps and bites off President Loki's arm, which starts the commotion, or like the rumble. So after that, classic Loki, Kid Loki, alligator Loki, and our Loki escapes by classic Loki conjuring images of them
Yeah.
participating in the fight for them to remain undetected.
This is the preview of his powers, right? He
Mhm.
was able to conjure a realistic.
Yeah, I'm actually calling this, but classic Loki is the MVP of this episode.
No, Alligator Loki is the MVP.
Really?
He did more. Like in terms of
It's just-
hand to alligator ratio, we have more score there.
I cannot agree more. Yeah, but classic Loki has held its own, and we'll be discussing that later as they come out of the Loki palace. We see that after that they meet up with what do you call this? We meet up with Mobius and Sylvie. But before
they're
that,
going straight. They're going straight to Alliath.
yeah, true.
Already planning how to kill, and like our Loki is very decided that he will kill alive.
He's adamant.
Just and then
So I think
later,
Kid Loki has an equipment that can trace or track Alliath. As a,
I
like a
really
wind.
didn't get that part.
Yeah,
He
I
has
didn't
this
get-
wind thing.
I was holding something. It looks like a drone.
Oh, it was. I didn't notice.
That
Yeah,
way
it
they can
didn't
track,
really
yeah.
pan out into something. Might be a cut part there.
So actually, there's this one interesting conversation that they have. When a classic after they come out, before they meet Mobius and Sylvie, when they come out of the palace, classic Loki was saying, like, because of what happened previously, they said that we lie, we cheat, we're animals, we cut the throats of everyone who trusts us, and for what? For power, glorious power, glorious purpose. He's just reinforcing the fact that nothing will change. All Lokis are liars, all Lokis are deceitful, they're untrustworthy. And then Kid Loki mentions that whenever one of us dares to try to fix themselves, or they be better, they were sent to die.
Yeah, they're bound to fail.
Yes. Which what do you call this? I shared the screenshot with you guys, right? There's this one theory that was circulating around with the reason of why Sylvie was taken by the TVA and what was her Nexus event. If you trace back on episode 2, was that episode 2 or episode 3?
So 4.
When we're introduced. when we're
episode 4?
introduced to
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, episode 4. So basically, the flashback when Sylvie was taken, she was actually playing with the toys, right? And in that scenario that she was playing with her toys, she was trying to save Asgard.
Like she looked up to, like, her idols probably are Valkyries, which
Yes.
are very respectable people,
Yes, and
or
very
like very honorable.
yes, and protective of Asgard.
Yeah.
So we see here that this variant of Loki, or Sylvie, was growing up to be the honorable type of, or the what do you call this? How do you
She's starting to be. She's a good person, something like that. Let's
yes,
put it
yes,
simple.
yes,
She's becoming a good person.
exactly. Yeah,
She's not bound to be trickster.
exactly. And this is against what our Lokis or what common Lokis are attributed to, which is why or might be the reason why the TVA got her. She is a good Loki. She never had the evil intent in her. So I don't know what you guys think. Put it in the comments below. What do you guys think about that theory? So yeah. So going back to the conversation, classic Loki or the Lokis we're having, a Loki says that they need to find a way out of the void and nothing will change. The cycle will continue. A Lokis will still be pruned and realities will be reset and be pruned and nothing will happen. Nothing will change. Yeah. Yes, unless TVA is burned to the ground.
Mm-hmm. So they all agree on that.
Yes, exactly. So
is Mobius in with the plan?
Oh no, they're not. Yeah, not yet. So before they meet up, classic Loki says that resentfully says that they will help them, but since approaching Elias is like a suicide mission, they will only help them get to where he is or Elias is. That's as far as they'll go. So there, and then. Like we mentioned earlier, they have a meetup with Mobius and Sylvie. They got to be reunited. Such a very touching and very awkward moment. But yeah,
we got a break for a few minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No moment here.
Yeah, they were like more character development from the Lokis.
Yep.
Down
with the fire, and then just talk about things, and then discuss. How do we have an alligator Loki with us? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where we really have to slow down and set the pace for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cool addition.
Yeah. So yeah, Loki also reveals his plan to kill Elias to Sylvie. And then Sylvie questions why they all went along with this plan. Sylvie reveals her theory that the person they're after is just beyond the void at the end of time. So basically, Elias is the one who destroys everything there. He might not just be that guy, or Elias might also be a guard dog guarding something.
Preventing
people
to reach the last end of the void.
Exactly. We might have that kind of theory, or that theory might be correct. After that, we go back to the TVA and we see Ravonna talk to Hunter B-15. Hunter B-15 was detained. B-15 questions why she was locked up, and Ravonna says that because you freed the variant, and you were disloyal to the TVA, which deserves punishment, And then B-15 says that, why would I be disloyal to the timekeepers if they're not real, And Ravonna says that it doesn't change anything. What they need in the TVA is not the truth but stability. So that's why there are some lies spreading around. So that's
There's still more to Ravonna's character, that she drank the Kool-Aid. Like, she's taking in whatever they say, and he's more interested on seeing the person behind it, and then probably join forces with it. But it's just very telling of her original character being the love interest of Kang. And yeah, it's like whatever we say, like if we don't like it, it's really going towards Kang being the final villain here. So like we have our theories, but at the end, it's going to be Kang. I think there's no other way out of this.
Most probably, exactly. Or there's also a theory that there is like I mentioned before, right? There's a King Loki, or there is a Loki variant that is working under Kang, which might be a more plausible theory, which since we already have lots of connection or Easter eggs referring to Kang, as well as where the direction of Loki is going, the connection between Loki and Kang, why the variants are being pruned, why they are being sent to the void. This might be because Loki might be one of the people that can stop Kang, and since Kang has someone below him or working under him, which is also a Loki. What better to ranch them up, or like
Same with Mobius's intent the first time. Like,
mhm.
it's better to have a Loki on your side if you're trying to catch a Loki.
Exactly. Main point. That's probably my theory. We might have both theories correct, the Kang and the Kid Loki, or the King Loki. But we're still banking on Miss Minutes, right?
Yeah.
She made another appearance.
Oh, yeah.
after this scene.
So yeah, she appears after Renslayer, Ravonna Renslayer demands Hunter B-15. What drives the variants? What drives the variants? Is it revenge? Is it killing the Timekeeper? No, he just the variant wants to find out who created them. And this is in this scene, the B-15 finally realizes that Ravonna isn't trying to protect the TVA. She's trying to protect who's behind the TVA. So the ones behind her and the TVA are totally different. So grinning, B-15 tells Ravonna that she'll never be able to find out who is behind the TVA before Sylvie does. And you know why?
Yeah.
Because Renslayer, she said that Renslayer only wants it, but Sylvie needs it. Actually, not just Sylvie, but our Loki, right?
Yeah, our Loki as well.
Yeah. This is when Miss Minute comes out, when Ravonna exits the time cell and asks for the founding of the files regarding the founding of the TVA, everything in the beginning of the time. The original request of Ravonna when she was guarded, or it's like squeezed information off with Sylvie. Exactly.
Yeah, and Miss Minutes is again not agreeing to this, but she has to follow Renslayer.
Exactly. She's kind of hesitant.
Or she's also buying
Another
time.
sus moment.
Yeah, it's probably buying time for her to do whatever she needs to do because she's the villain. I can't make up things right now. You get my point.
Yeah. Very sus. Everyone's very sus right now. So it's hard. Everybody could be in WandaVision, there's this theory that everybody is more what do you call this? Mephisto. He's Mephisto. Now here in Loki, he's sus. He might be Kang. Oh my god. Even Miss Minutes might be Kang, but it's not plausible. I mean, it's not impossible. She might just be an avatar. So yeah, going back to the Void, we have here a conversation with the Lokis, with Mobius, and they're trying to find out if really the alligator is indeed the Loki.
They're talking about him, and then he's in the room. Like,
yeah, exactly. They're just rude,
That's just rude.
Yeah, it's funny because the Mobius never recalls the alligator variant.
That's funny.
Because he never have seen a variant like him or caught
an
alligator variant.
Exactly. So Kid Loki asks Mobius if he does make his way back to the TVA, what is he going to get himself into? He said that Mobius said that the TVA people need to know the truth. And then classic Loki says that how could he turn his back on something he devoted his whole life to? And this is a good line, when Mobius said it's never too late to change, which is really apt also. It really references what our Loki is transitioning into. He's a villain, but right now he's turning into something that we are all surprised at he being like that. Since this is a Loki series, he is the protagonist. And actually, when Avengers started years back, 2012, we never thought, we can never even imagine Loki having his own TV series and being a protagonist at that. Something to think about. After this, we have the scene, the quote unquote romantic tension between our Loki and Sylvie sitting together in a small fire. And, they have this long, nice conversation about Mobius, their Nexus events, and how they're feeling right now. Sylvie says that she never had friends. This is very new to them. And then Loki conjures up a blanket for one, and then he suddenly changed it into a blanket of two. You know,
No, like it happened like Loki still being a selfish fool that he is.
Mhm.
He made just one for him.
Uh-huh.
It's like eventually, like, yeah, I'll make one for this babe for me, for me and her to sit down with.
Exactly.
Like you see that he's not yet there, in a sense, but he knows like he can do better.
Mhm.
Which is cute. It's a really cute scene to like break the transit to
Yes.
the tension.
Exactly. But it's still awkward.
But yeah, it's still awkward. It's like
We'll just try
they're
to think, they're different people. They're different people. They're different people.
they're basically the same
Mhm.
person.
Well, after that, Loki conjures a blanket where both of them can snuggle into. It's, as you said, it's an awkward but cute situation. And, they had their conversation with Loki stating that he's betrayed everyone who's ever loved him. His father, his brother, his home. He actually knows why he did it and what he did, but he was reassuring Sylvie that he is not who he is anymore, and he would not betray him. This is actually, I don't know. It's a weird situation. It looks romantic, but the conversation they have is not romantic. It's more like forming a trust with each other, forming
It's not
trust, affirming.
romantic at all. Like
Yes.
if you really want to push it, it is like most of the people who are shipping them.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's more of we're going to battle now. Please do not fuck it up for me.
Yeah, like how would I know that in the final moments you won't betray me? That's
Yeah.
you don't say that in a romantic moment.
Yeah. They're
So
comrades from what we
exactly.
see.
I would like to see them as that, So yeah. So that's a really nice scene.
So they went to look for Alliant, and this
Yeah.
is the time where Mobius decide to leave them, and Mobius gets the tempad
Mm-hmm.
from Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you think Mobius will go?
He's
Back
going
to the TVA?
Yes, he's gonna go back to the TVA and expose the truth about the TVA. Expose the truth about the timekeepers. I think Loki and Sylvie already mentioned that to Mobius, that the timekeepers are a bunch of androids. I'm pretty sure. And then we also see Kid Loki and Classic Loki say farewell to them. They don't want. Mobius invited them over to the TVA, but they said that this is their home. This is their kingdom.
They probably
Yeah.
have a better time now because no one's actively trying to kill them.
Exactly. Well, basically, Sylvie also mentioned before this scenes take place. Sylvie also mentioned what she saw when she enchanted Elias when she arrived in the void. Right? They combined their plan. What they're gonna do is they're going to go to Elias, which they are approaching now, and then they're going to enchant him to find out who's behind the TVA or who's behind the timekeepers.
Mhm.
And after this, now this is a really, really nice sequence. Both of them waiting for the branch to happen, but did not happen. Elias getting near them, and then Loki.
Almost out of time. They might be devoured anytime now.
Exactly. So after that, was this before Classic Loki, or which was first? Classic Loki
So
conjuring.
Loki first tried to distract Laya, and then that didn't work. He saw that the monster is going towards Sylvie, so he made the plan to go rush into her, and then eventually there came Classic Loki
Oh
with all
yeah,
of his what's the
glorious
catchphrase again?
purpose.
Yeah, glorious
Yeah.
purpose.
Exactly. This was an amazing scene. We finally see how powerful the classic Loki variant could be. He
He was able
conjured.
to conjure. Yeah.
He was able to
entire-
conjure the entire Asgard. Probably just a miniature of a copy of Asgard, but still Asgard nonetheless. So
And this distracts Alliant, right?
exactly,
He sees the Asgard,
exactly.
the whole place to devour.
Yes. And this was actually a bit reminiscent Thor Ragnarok, where Surtur was ravaging Asgard. Did you guys see the
Yeah.
similarity?
Right.
The big
Kinda
monster.
Yes. So when that was happening, Sylvie was trying to enchant Elias
But
from
she
a
can't.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
She
needs
can't do
more. Yeah, she can't do it on her own. You know. So what happens is sad
They held
moment.
hands.
Yeah, they held hands. They held
What
hands.
are you doing?
Yes, what are you doing? What are you
Kind of
doing?
like,
Unfortunately, our classic
Classic
Loki,
Loki
yeah, was
was devoured.
exactly. He was swept away. So my sister actually went sad, really sad when classic Loki gets devoured by Elias, with his helmet with horns being the only one left.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you get devoured by Alaya, you're
Mhm.
gonna be part of the clouds.
I think so, most probably. Yeah.
probably
Mhm.
because he takes in energy, so you'll be turned into energy.
He converts anything into matter and energy. He devours it and makes him bigger. So probably that's why he's so big right now. So
Does he
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, going back,
He poops rain. He poops rain.
I have no idea, that's weird. I don't know. But we will talk about that probably, maybe. But yeah, well, going back to the fight, I mean, this only shows how strong the Lokis can be, no? With classic Loki manifesting amazing conjuring powers, as well as Sylvie with her enchantment.
Mhm.
So each Lokis are different, and they are good and amazing in their own right. Like what Loki mentioned, what is happening, when classic Loki conjured up the mini Asgard, he said that we are stronger than we believe, or we're stronger than we think we are, something like that. So anyway, classic Loki gets defeated or gets consumed. Now,
Glorious fashion.
yes, in glorious fashion. That was an amazing performance by Richard E. Grant. So after that, Elias, now without any distractions, heads back to where Sylvie and our Loki
Yeah.
is.
He's gonna devour them both.
But before this happens, they were able to successfully enchant Elias.
Alaya.
Yes, hooray! And then after
then-
they enchant Elias, Loki was closing his eyes, and then Sylvie said, "Open your eyes." When he opened his eyes, he saw a portal opening up within Elias, and there we see that Eastern European mansion, or like a castle, with rainbow auras in the horizon.
So Sylvie's theory was correct. That,
Yes.
Elias
Yes.
is a guard dog or a watchdog of some place where
Exactly.
where our main villain
Mhm.
probably resides right now.
I'm actually thinking that Elias is not just a guard dog to the dimension where the main villains are, but he might be the dimension itself.
Within the cloud, yeah.
Yes, he might be a different dimension or a different branch of timeline inside. That's probably my theory.
Good
So,
theory there. Good.
Yeah. So after that, they Sylvie and Loki still holding hands. They tread going to the portal together, and then we get our credits.
Yeah, we end our episode. No mid-credit scenes.
No
for-
mid-credit. I actually
Waited.
forwarded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually waited. But most probably the last week's episode was the only episode with a post-credit, mid-credit scene. So yeah,
Hey.
all in all, that
Cool.
episode. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a fitting like cliffhanger for this episode.
Yeah, knowing that
The
it's
final
going to be it's the penultimate episode. So this is a really, really nice penultimate episode for the series. I mean, the action, all the developments in the characters of each of our cast, including our variant Loki variants.
Mhm.
Amazing performance by Richard E. Grant. Also amazing performance by Tom Hiddleston and Sofia DiMartino. Their chemistry is amazing, and nice comeback from Owen Wilson's Mobius. I'm really
Yeah.
glad that he's back.
Hoping to see him at the final episode.
Yes. I hope to see him riding a jet ski.
Into the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we're
amazing performance as well
Yes.
from Alligator Loki.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Miss
How
Miss
can
Minutes
you
as well.
forget
Oh
him?
yeah, and Miss Minutes. Yeah,
Yeah, Miss
amazing.
Minutes
A lot of
should be
screen
there
time.
till the end.
Yeah, Miss Minutes theory is starting to come into fruition. You know, she is starting to become the villain that she is.
She is the villain.
Yes.
So finally, next week by Wednesday and Thursday on our country, we're gonna finally be revealed with all our theories. If all of it are wrong or some of it are correct.
Yep.
Hope you're gonna join us again.
Yep.
For
Tell
that
us,
time,
yeah,
guys.
tell
We're
us
gonna-
your theories as well. You know, share us your theories in the comments
Hmm?
section.
Yeah. Who's the best Loki in this episode? And
Yep.
why is it Alligator Loki?
Yes, exactly. And
Let
who
us
really
know.
is, and who really is behind the TVA?
And why is it Miss Minutes?
And oh my
Yeah,
God,
a
you
lot
wanna
of questions will be answered for next week.
Ben, you wanna bet on the Miss Minutes?
Yeah, I bet you my last Gundam purchase for that one.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that offline.
So any we end the episode.
yeah.
Any last opinion or anything that you'd like to say before we close our episode for this week?
Yeah, Bench, go ahead.
I want to hold out until the last one because it's going to be great episode next week. It's a lot of build up coming into this. We had some slowdowns. We have some not so good episode. Yeah, can't wait for this one, for the last one.
Yeah.
Well, we probably see that Miss Minutes is behind this all along. And I'm right.
Okay, Bench. But yeah, for me, it was actually a really, really nice episode. I mean, the character development or progression, as well as the story progression. You know, the reveals are so nice. The conversations were brilliant. The chemistry between the actors and the characters was so nice. All of the Easter eggs was amazing. This was a very packed episode, you know, and I actually consider this as one of the most moving episodes in the after Phase 3. You know, when we find out that they're all variants, there's a multiverse, and revelation that someone is really behind the TVA. This is really driven episode, and it's really pushing forward Phase 4 into what it's going to be afterwards. You know, so we have the What If series. We have the Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange sequel. We also have the the third Spider-Man movie, which is rumored to have a multiverse concept, as we also have Doctor Strange as a part of the cast. And there are rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are possibly cast.
Really?
Yeah.
And we'll get everyone back. This is sort of a live action
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Exactly.
And we will
Spider.
see Andrew Garfield back.
Yes. There was already a confirmed news that Alfred Molina is coming back, as well as Jamie Foxx. If you guys don't know, Alfred Molina is Dr. Octopus
right?
in Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the best
Yes.
villain ever.
Yes, the best Spider-Man movie for me, actually.
Yeah.
And then we
Spider-Man
also have Jamie Foxx reprising his role as Electro. So that's already
Right.
confirmed.
Because he was not
Okay.
killed, right? He was just put in prison from the
I
previous
think
Spider-Man.
so. I think is he? I don't remember.
I can't remember. It's very forgettable.
Yeah, it's forgettable.
He was put away. Yeah.
I think he disintegrated.
We will see when we start seeing the trailers.
Yes. We're actually hoping for.
How about Miles Morales? Will he be animated?
That would be Donald Glover, and I will bet you my bottom dollar it will not.
So yeah, Miles Morales maybe, but yeah, this is where the Phase 4 is headed towards to. You know, the multiverse concept. So I'm really excited, and at the same time, I'm really impressed by how they're directing or they're going for this Loki series, and I'm really excited for the last episode. You know, certain revelations would be popping out that would affect and echo towards the future Marvel movies and series. You know,
Yeah, we can't wait.
exactly.
I can't also wait
Can't
for
wait.
the movies to start showing back to theaters, and finally we could go back and enjoy
there you have it. That's our review for this episode. Hope you
Yeah.
can catch us again on the next episode, on the final one, where we get everything out there. Our theories will be confirmed. My
Yes.
theory, especially with Miss Minutes. So yeah, catch us on the next one.
Yep. Comment.
See ya, everyone.
Yep. Like and comment on our YouTube and listen to us. Keep listening to us on Anchor FM and Spotify. This has been me, Chumsy P, with Benj and Private Ryan saying goodbye
Yeah.
and see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.